right, guys, here we're going to talk about Crocodile.
Fall to the ground. Television flash.
And here we are with the Bad Movie Night guys. Ian, Chris, say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
They're holding us against our will.
Somebody send help.
And we're forcing them to watch the 2000s film Crocodile.
Forced us.
Shit.
We watch crap like this all the time.
That's kind of what you do, yeah.
I watched Alligator.
Oh,
You
no.
can check out their stuff at the Bad Movie Night podcast or Bad Movie Night on YouTube.
You don't want to do that.
No, don't do
I
that.
don't want to do that. Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
We're
This,
happy to have you.
Happy to have
this
you.
place is so cool. Set. How dare you, sir?
So, had you guys seen this movie before?
Never.
No. And
Have
I
you
didn't-
heard of it?
No, and I was unbelievably surprised to see that one Mr. Tobe Hooper was
Yes.
the director.
Tobe Hooper, you might know him from Poltergeist.
I was
That is the most
shocked-
shocking thing
I
about
was
this.
shocked
think,
when
yeah.
I saw the year it was made after seeing that Tobe Hooper directed it. I'm like, oh, that is the wrong year for Tobe Hooper to be directing
Yes.
this movie. This movie came out in like 1975 and Tobe Hooper directed. I'm like, oh, okay,
was
that
gonna
makes
say,
sense.
It's
He's,
like
you
it's
know.
it's like 20-something years
Well-
later than you would have hoped,
Yeah.
right?
I like to think of this as like a loose sequel to Eaten Alive.
Okay, yes.
Because it
What?
kind of is, but not really.
Yeah, I can see
Because like
that.
they make references to a hotel, Eaten Alive as a hotel. There's a crocodile that was imported from Africa. They have a crocodile that was
Oh, you're
imported
right.
from Africa.
You know what? I was so on the bandwagon of thinking this is like, what's that movie called? Lake Placid just like come out not too long before this.
1999, I want to
Yeah,
say.
so I thought, oh, this is just a cheap budget
This
Lake
is
Placid
this is
kind
a
of
crocodilian cash-in. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I will agree, and there are a number of them,
Oh, is
and
it-
I love them all.
Is that an alligator in that movie?
That is an alligator.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. They're all the fucking same. Are you allowed to say that? Is that racist? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. We're moving on.
They're all in
Quickly
the.
moving on.
It's
They're
like the
reptilist?
crocodilian is like a whole section, then you have alligators and everything else.
Alligators,
here's the
crocodiles,
difference.
caimans, and
Crocodiles
gharials.
are
Just a handful
reptiles.
of them.
Alligators are amphibians.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
What?
What that
Is that?
That's a lie.
Yeah, no.
Is that a lie?
Yeah, see, so they go from tadpole to frog to alligator.
All right. I'm not falling for that
You
again.
ever seen a frog and an alligator, in the same place?
Exactly.
why.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm a 80s Tobe Hooper fan. I'm a big fan of the underappreciated Life Force.
Okay.
We've
We
We love
about
Life
Life
Force.
Force,
I
yeah.
love
which
Life
is a
Force.
great movie. There's nudity.
That's all I have to say about it.
No, it's a great movie.
Space vampires.
It's,
what more do you
it's
need?
very ambitious
great,
and
yeah.
cool. Not enough crocodiles in Life Force, so I was really, really excited to see this.
Yeah, if you compare the two, this really, Life Force fell down in the amount of crocodiles section, and this
So-
kind of picks up that slack. I
Exactly.
agree.
This
Yeah.
is like the unofficial sequel.
Well,
if you're
and
game.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, awesome. Invaders from Mars,
Yeah.
awesome. He's got
Yeah.
a track record of good things. Eaten Alive, which we've already mentioned. I also like that. That's like one of early Robert Englund movies.
Yeah.
Which I think
And-
I'm Buck and I'm Here to Fuck came from that originally. It might not have said it exactly
Really?
like that. It was something like I'm Buck and I'm here to fuck. It
Was
was
there a
something like
buck who
that.
fucks? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
In like the opening scene, I want to say.
Name's Buck. I'm raring to fuck.
But he also did Poltergeist,
Yeah.
or maybe.
Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah.
did.
Unless Steven Spielberg actually directed it or whatever that whole thing is.
His
Yeah,
name is
but
attached.
His name is
name's attached. But so is Ian's to Bad Movie Night. And we all know how that works out.
I'm the Tobe Hooper of bad movie.
You were the Tobe Hooper. You did
That's
it
a
bad.
T-shirt if I ever.
Are you saying that you peaked 20 years
I was
before?
hoping to be the Richard Stanley of bad movie. Night,
No,
but no,
you're definitely
apparently not.
You're not cool enough for that. No
I'm just
offense.
lurking in the background after getting kicked off
the,
the set.
the Paul Stanley of bad movie night.
Yeah, you're the Richard Stanley on Island of Dr. Moreau.
That's what I was going for
Yeah.
this whole time.
Flat
So,
Stanley.
sorry. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. I was excited for
Indeed.
this one. I did like Lake Placid when it came out. I've not revisited it since because I suspect I won't like it as much.
So you haven't seen the second, third, fourth, and fifth?
I might have seen one of them.
It's like the Tremors series.
Yeah.
It's like, why are they
No,
still
it's
making
not.
these?
No, the Tremors series is delightful.
Is it? Does it get good?
I don't know.
better?
It's
it
bad
does
at the
not,
end, yeah.
but it still had me buy it.
It's got some charm.
It still has Tremors in it. Graboids. Actually.
Wait, are you saying the Lake Placid doesn't have crocodiles or alligators anymore?
No, it
No,
just
it
just doesn't have graboids. That's my point.
Oh,
So you're
gotcha.
saying
I
Lake
like.
Placid sequels would be better if they had graboids?
I think almost everything would be better
Gotcha.
with graboids.
That is the problem with Crocodile for me, is that, and I thought maybe I should have expected it, but there's a crocodile in it, and that's just not really that interesting.
I am
As
in a
compared to
different
what? What do you mean?
school here.
If it was
For
like
an alligator.
Do you mean versus an alligator, or do you mean versus like a
what
monster?
I like, you
He's a
have
Python fan.
well, you have movies like Rottweiler or something like that where you're like, it's okay, it's a dog, but it's a genetically modified super dog,
Right.
Sure.
and that's what I wanted in Crocodile.
Well, this was a bit of a supernatural
Eh.
godlike creature.
This was a
no?
fish out of water story about a crocodile from a different
Okay.
area
True.
invading.
No,
an-
but there's the little drop in of like, and he was trying to resurrect Sobek, the ancient god
Yeah,
or something,
and that's-
which I don't think, besides it being bulletproof, we really explore it being supernatural or something, right?
No.
Yeah,
So
not as
no,
much
no,
as
this
you want.
this is not supernatural.
the big selling point actually is like, oh, we have gators coming out of our ass here, but this is a crocodile. This is a killing machine. And like if you Google that, it's like, okay, they're like a little worse. It's like
They're more aggressive.
Yeah.
They're larger, and this is another continent's version of such. So
Yeah. There's obviously one you
This
would
is a
rather
flat
be in the
dog.
back of a pickup truck with, but it's still both bad. Not like this. That's crazy.
So I'm coming to a theory here. If I'm the Tobe Hooper of Bad Movie Night, Chris is the Crocodile of Bad Movie Night. Larger, more aggressive.
You're the alligator.
How dare you,
He's the
sir?
crocodile. Yes.
You ate all my eggs.
Yeah. Just some
yes.
guy comparing your eggs. Look at
Yeah.
how much bigger these eggs are.
Ian, you're gonna have to compare my eggs later. This movie and the sequel, which maybe we will get to at some point. I don't
Probably
know.
not.
What I like about them is they have like, it's almost like pornography to a point where it's like this longing shot where you see like people watching a CGI crocodile eat someone, and it's just the reaction. "Oh!" I love it. The second one has an amazing. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's the worst thing. I love it.
So before we get too deep into it, non-spoilers, do you like pro, thumbs up, thumbs down? What are your
spoilers.
thoughts of this movie? Lee, you're first in the
Everyone's
lineup
looking
getting
at
shot
me.
here.
No, it's pretty bad. There's parts that I can have fun with, but like it's like a bad movie, which is why we call it the experts. Yeah.
I would say production quality is pretty good. The lighting's good. The sound is good.
Oh yeah, it's functional.
The sets are okay.
Yeah.
The CGI sometimes is passable. Other times is crap. No, there's a shot.
just
We'll get
calls
to
you
it.
out.
The practical effects are pretty
Yes.
cool.
The practical effects are great.
The practical gator was
Croc.
crocodile
Croc.
was good,
How dare you?
but the CGI croc was
Yeah.
always terrible.
No,
It had like spina bifida or something.
There was
it had like a
one
But like 2000 is the worst time to be
Yeah.
making low-budget CGI
Yeah.
creature movies. Like there wasn't that many good examples of it, even in high-budget movies yet at that point.
They're
There were
daring.
some.
They
There
show
were
a lot
some.
of it, and in
That's-
day, in night,
Yeah.
they don't give a shit.
there is one shot where they're all running, and it's like an action shot, so the camera's moving, and you see the crocodile in the background, and it's blurred, and it's CGI. And it's like, that looks good.
That's your one shot. That's
and,
good.
and then the next shot, they show the full thing in full body, like walking on this ground. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
But if they would have stuck with that little stuff and the little
Yeah.
peaks of it,
Early 2000s didn't have a
good.
good sense of weight in CG. Like things just kind of look like they're hovering along a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Story-wise, it's extremely tropey and predictable. The
Yeah.
characters are all annoying and stupid. But I was entertained.
But
I mostly didn't like it. It's definitely a bad movie, and I like bad movies. But like the writing was awful. Like it opened up with this like '90s comedy routine. Hey guys, you know what the difference between pizza and sex is? Like they're both bad, good, even when they're bad. Like I'm like, oh
is
my
this
god.
from that though? Is that the first time that's been used?
No,
I've heard
no,
that before.
No, the writers watched a '90s
That's
comedy
what I was
routine.
thinking.
Because it was that, and then there was another thing. Oh, and then he starts going into a routine shortly after. You know, them women be shopping was basically what he was doing. It was just like, and like, fortunately, they seemed to lay off of that as they got further into the movie. But like, I was just waiting for more examples of '90s comedy routines being ripped off, and like. It's one of the movies that I can't stand where it just feels like an old person writing young people dialogue.
I can agree. I can agree
know,
with some points of that.
It's just like people don't talk like that. This is true for
It is
both
the-
of the
it is the
Crocodile
2000s,
movies.
though.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't
I
feel
actually
natural
thought,
even
like,
to the 2000s.
Oh, these are like 38-year-old people playing like college students, but they're not. They're
Yeah.
like the right age.
But
But
Yeah.
being
They were
written by like
written
50-year-old
yeah.
people trying
Right.
to write like a young person. It's just like
Yeah.
the dialogue was tough.
I don't remember a single thing anyone said in that movie. So
I will be glad to remind you of some lines.
We have a
we get to
section
the
called
spoilers.
quotes.
So I think this movie is a fine example of a creature feature. I
Okay.
think it does have, yes, the writing is not great, but the special effects, meaning the practical ones, are awesome.
Yeah.
The digital effects, yes, I 100% agree. I don't think in many cases they are workable. I think you could easily have shot something using nothing but these various prosthetic
Yeah.
crocs you had to effectively
Which
make
looks
those
great.
scenes
Looked
and
great.
not require this, because they had almost full-size ones in different states. You were able to fully swallow things with a prosthetic. I was like, that's very cool.
Yeah.
I would recommend this movie. I think it's a fun watch. I've seen this many times before this review.
really?
I remember I got this when it came out in 2000 on
Nice.
VHS, and
Rebought it on DVD later.
on the shelf over there.
Right next to Casper Van Dien's Python. Oh, that's a showdown of the
Link to
century.
the video.
We've
Oh,
done
did you
that
already
one.
that? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get into deeper discussion here. If you've seen this or don't care, follow us over to spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
Okay, so as you pointed out, the movie starts off with this routine about pizza, being comparable to sex, because even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. And the other guy says he would eat yams.
Yams.
What food would you eat if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life?
Oh, I mean, pizza's not a bad option if you can do different toppings, especially. Still get your various nutritional.
Obviously, I
things.
heated up. He's
I'm
like,
not
no.
a big pizza guy.
Yeah, I'd get sick of pizza pretty fast if it was all I ate.
Rice.
Rice
Rice.
won't sustain me.
That is-
though.
I don't know if you'd live.
Rice sustains whole nations.
I mean, rice is a good base.
You need
gotta
some
add
sort
other
of
things,
protein.
though.
Well, you can
Yeah.
spice it up.
Oh.
Are you
Well,
talking
can
about
spice it
I'm only
up.
allowed to eat the one thing and that's it?
well,
I don't know, the rules
so-
were not very specific
So
in
like
this
they,
car.
so like they said pizza, which implies cheese and sauce and stuff. You don't have to pick like cheese or like one thing. So yeah, I was gonna say like a fried rice or like
Yeah.
a
Fried
biryani,
rice.
like some sort of
Okay.
rice-based dish.
I could get behind
Sesame
this.
chicken.
Ah,
I could eat that every day.
okay.
How dare you,
You got
sir?
your vegetables?
Just don't
Yeah,
get the
you
sesame.
don't like sesame chicken?
No, I'm on
Just
board.
don't get the sesame chicken from Wegmans. It is inferior.
No, that's terrible. Don't
It
get
is.
that shit. Terrible.
Sushi's good,
Sushi is good.
but the
Let's
the
talk about
sesame-
sushi.
Sesame
Okay,
chicken,
sushi
sesame
cast.
chicken at Wegmans is no good.
This is the Wegmans hour.
All right, so this movie
They're a
opens
sponsor.
up.
We have to
Wait,
mention it.
what's your food? What are you?
Oh, obviously, I'll go with pizza.
Oh, well,
Really?
It's like sex.
that's from the movie.
Well, when it's good, it's great, right?
Yeah.
And when it's bad, it's still pretty damn good.
I'd go with sex.
That would sustain you.
I'm gonna eat sex.
So the movie starts off, and you have like fake Robert Downey Jr. in the car with the guy that kind of reminds me of
Oh, shit.
RoboCop.
Hold on.
No,
oh
no,
shit.
no, no. It's fake Tom Cruise.
Wait, whoa, you guys are full.
Oh,
I got the guy from How I Met Your Mother. Is
Which
the,
one?
Is the main guy. Ted
Ted
Mosby,
Mosby?
is the driver, and the other guy is
Sure.
the guy from Battlestar Galactica.
No, it's Tom
Young
Cruise.
Lee Adama or whatever. You guys don't know what you're
I'm
talking
gonna throw up all these pictures. You be the judge.
Yeah, you be the judge.
We'll put up mugshots and be like,
that's a
who
Twitter poll.
is
Let's
it?
see that.
There's a movie, I can't remember what it's called, with Robert Downey Jr. and he has like the little pink hair thing like that. He
Okay.
plays a punk in like the 80s.
I could see that too.
Okay.
And that's where I'm drawing my inspiration
So, drugged out Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
from. Well,
Obviously.
yes.
Robert Downey Jr. at his lowest point.
And
this
it's-
guy.
and it's-
7 years
and it's
ago
best.
and before.
Back when he might have been convinced to do Crocodile 3.
And Peter Weller, you said Peter Weller?
Yeah.
As what?
As a young man. I feel like that's what he looked like as a child.
Mr. Boring Face? The,
Like if you picture him before he turns into RoboCop, just like his standard face.
Yeah, I can kinda
and
see
now
that.
picture that like 20 years before that. I'm like, that's that guy.
He was talking about the guy who's like, who's gonna buy the beer?
Who exactly is buying the beer?
The other guy,
That's a different guy.
what's
Okay.
his name? Hubs, I think. Looks like he was in something that I've seen before, but
He's-
I couldn't find
He
anything
reminded
on
me
it.
of the guy from the Got Milk commercial.
the boat guy?
Waylon.
The guy
whatever,
who
Sean
dies
Wayland.
on the pier.
I got an announcement to make. I'm really fucked up.
He passes out.
Oh,
He looks
the,
like he was in like a commercial, like I'm colorblind, kid, or like one of those type of
He
things.
puts the egg in the
No,
backpack, and he's
yeah.
like
He
a
was
rat
the poor
man.
Nothing. You know, you guys are being real dicks, you know that?
And shit, what was the guy who did the Goon movies?
Sean William Scott?
No, the guy who wrote them.
I was gonna
and
say
directed the
Stifler?
second one.
Oh,
He played his
Jay
friend. Jay
Baruchel.
Baruchel.
They told me that I'd won the grand prize of 50 cocks in my mouth.
How do I know that? How do I know that? I don't even do
Because
hockey.
we did that movie where he was a kid.
You know what I want to talk about?
Sure.
The other guy who owns the boat.
Okay.
He's unfortunate
Kit?
because he looks like he's a fat guy.
Fresh air, all this water. It's gonna do some crazy things to you.
And then he's a shirt where he doesn't have a shirt on and he's not a fat guy.
I know.
Can you imagine being not a fat guy but looking like a fat guy?
Furious body count.
That is fat guy erasure, and,
Yeah.
and I take it personally.
It's like,
upset,
dude,
yeah.
Maybe
No,
they
that
did-
should be
maybe
Either be fat or don't.
Maybe
Right?
they did CG to make
You could
him
have gotten
less
a fat actor to play that
Yeah.
role, and you chose to get a
It's like
normal
his
actor.
face and his clothing looked like he was fat, but then
Yeah.
he took his clothes off and he's not fat.
Well,
I'm like,
that's
what
because
is
like
going
in
on?
some scenes he was in the sauna for a while and he
Yeah.
cut, and before the other scene he
Must
had
have.
just drank some milk. It bloated him out.
That's
a bit.
just yeah, that's unfortunate. 'Cause you got skinny fat, which are like guys that are like, you see them and they're skinny, but then they take the shirt off and it's like all over the place.
I feel seen.
That's the noise it makes.
Yeah, it's just the rolls flop around. Anyways,
I was
feel
surprised
as
by how
though-
fit many of the people in this movie
Dude.
were. None of them looked like you were going to get this. Like, oh, they're male models. I didn't
They
realize.
were impressive and chiseled, and the women, everybody was beautiful.
Thank you.
That's one of the positives.
Yeah.
Like
No, very pretty people
pretty
going on a
people, yeah.
vacation.
They're
So it's a movie.
annoying, but pretty.
So it's a movie. Yeah.
No.
Sometimes you got to
they could've
sacrifice.
gotten
You get
a
someone who's not good looking that
You
can act.
usually get
This
pretty,
one didn't
yeah,
worry about that.
You usually get pretty women, but this was a lot of pretty men.
I almost said like there was a priority order of how do they look versus what are they going to do in front of the camera.
Pretty much.
Something
Yeah.
like that. This Robert Downey Jr. guy that you're talking about, though, Duncan, I thought he was the guy doing the most stuff, the most acting or whatever, right?
If I had to
Yeah.
pick a favorite character, he's my favorite character in the
Favorites?
movie. Favorite? Who's your favorite?
Oh, he's my least favorite.
Yeah?
That's- So that's my problem with this movie is that like it does the same thing that a lot of like slasher movies from that same era did that I absolutely hate because I want to like the characters. I want to feel bad when they die.
Oh, no,
But
this
all it
didn't
does
do
is
that.
give
It's not
you
gonna
like a shitload of dumb people you don't like and wants to celebrate in their deaths. And sometimes the deaths got pretty crazy and insane, but like it wasn't going that hard that I was really super psyched for. It like didn't hit either button for me.
Almost
And
every
that's
death
where this one fell
felt
apart
almost
for me.
justified. Where I'm like, well, they're bad people. They
Yeah.
deserve to die. Like
that's-
Duncan, of course, the worst, and he gets to live. Like,
yeah.
like the,
Yeah.
the checklist of Duncan. Let's see. Like he invites this guy's like girl that's he's not interested in, had an affair with.
What can I do? You invited her? You know, you worry too much, Ward. Claire is gonna...
Doesn't know, and she won't find out, so chill out.
Told her he is interested in her.
I thought you said you wanted to be with me.
Chill out, sunshine. You always got me.
That's bad.
Also, he could try to sleep with the guy's girlfriend.
Tried to sleep with her.
I was thinking maybe you and I could, you know.
No, I don't.
I think he did all that on purpose because that's what he was trying to
Yes.
do.
Yeah, no,
He
that
laughs
was
at him
his
while
plan.
they're getting broken up with.
Claire.
Let's light this up, man.
So like you're like, oh,
He's
you're
like,
a good
"Whoa,
friend."
dude.
He made him get caught
Kicked
on
out
a
of
test,
school.
purposely
Yeah, the whole
expelled.
thing.
You got me kicked out of school on purpose?
Pretty selfish, I know.
Yeah.
Caught for cheating. Yeah, he's like a terrible friend.
And that's played up like I have a confession to make before we go risk
Yeah, I
our
have a
lives.
deathbed
and I'm like,
confession.
yeah.
Which, if we're jumping over to deathbed confessions,
Oh.
they're like, oh, we got a cheap little pocket knife. All right, we'll sharpen some sticks. They
Right.
sharpened sticks to a point where you couldn't stab sand. It was nothing. And this
Yeah.
is when that's one of the tropes I really despise in horror movies. There's always that one part where it's like, I've had enough. We have to fight.
Look, man, maybe you want to sit here and wait for this thing to come out of the water and eat us, but personally, I don't.
Are you crazy? We can't fight anymore.
What? They shot it with a shotgun. It did nothing. They shot it with like a gun that was played up to be like, you didn't shoot it with this. This is my
Yeah.
elephant gun. It did nothing.
I tried shooting and it didn't work. Not with this, you didn't.
And he's like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna stab it with a stick and cover its eyes with a sweatshirt. Got it.
Steve Irwin does that shit all the time. I can do that.
That's
That worked out well for him.
that was the problem. I thought that was like the supernatural thing where like they shot it and it did nothing.
It like even sparked like.
I was
"Paching!"
just gonna say, and it's not just like no nothing stops it. It's like sparking, going patang, and like it can't.
Yeah.
It's like
and there is a slight truth to like alligators, especially large ones, older ones. They do have a thicker fucking layer of hide between them, and it is known that the front of them would be
Those
pretty
crocodiles
solid.
are thick. THICC.
And this is a big, this is a 30-foot crocodile. That's a world record-setting crocodile.
when you're dummy thick and people shoot you, it doesn't work, and they clap for your ass, alerts the kids they're on vacation. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Chris is like, if I was editing this, all of this would be gone.
I was not on the internet for this. I don't understand.
I don't know what that reference was.
Yeah, it's a reference.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Okay, yeah, I picked up on that.
I made you uncomfortable. I can sense
No,
that.
that's
I
fine.
apologize.
That's just your hand on his leg. Just take that away, you'll be fine.
That is really fun.
Uncomfortable is his base mode.
So, Duncan, though, the main guy, he's a douchebag.
Oh, man.
No. See, I don't think he's intended to be the main guy either, though.
No, your
Tom
main...
Cruise Jr. is supposed to be the main guy.
But that couple has...
Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Duncan's pink hair, what is that guy named? Brody or...
Brody, the guy who's like, I want to eat yams
Brady
or whatever, that guy.
Yeah.
That's it! Ow! I've had it! I'm not pushing it anymore!
He's a douchebag.
Mr. Yam. Because he's going to go sleep with the other chick.
He thinks he's the good guy,
Yeah.
which is almost worse. Like,
Right.
he thinks he's supposed to be the hero and he's the good guy, but he's also he cheats on his girlfriend.
Yeah, and like I said, he was gonna cheat again if he didn't just get scared.
There wasn't
by,
a crocodile.
and that crocodile at that point,
Well,
crocodiles are a stealthy
they were on a
killer.
break.
You don't see them until they get you, and he just popped up like ah. She's like ah.
I was
and,
like,
runs
hello.
away.
Yeah.
But that wasn't cheating because she dumped him.
I guess. But
Still,
a
but-
smart man knows to
We
not
were on
shit
a
where he eats.
Exactly.
We were on a break!
But maybe you wait till you're not spending the weekend together, the rest of the weekend together, to
No,
go sow
if
your
someone
wild
was
oats.
throwing themselves at you and you were newly single and you were down.
But again, maybe I would wait until at least we finished the vacation we were all on
Wait till
together.
your first shower of the breakup.
Something would have been finishing. But yeah, he cheats on his girlfriend, and I thought I was waiting for the moment where there was more details, and he
Yeah.
didn't actually. It was
That never happens.
Oh yeah, some
At
sort of
any
redeeming
point.
character
redeeming
thing.
character arc here, but no, they just get back together at the end for some reason.
Yeah, they just
Well, they went
kiss,
through a traumatic experience, and that's enough to bring
Right.
anyone
They
together.
kind of bond over the trauma. They kiss, and then it's just her holding the dog and the like injured douchebag friend and like the main guy. And that's our happy like pan out like, oh, we did it,
Yeah.
team.
So do you think they're
What?
still together? Do you think that lasted?
They broke up very shortly
Well,
after they got
I guess
out.
we'll have to find out when we watch Crocodile too.
There's so many unanswered questions in Crocodile 1.
There's so many ridiculous things in this movie, though. Like, just think of the vacation itself. They go on a vacation. They're on what we can say is a house boat.
Yeah.
It's really just like a room boat.
One room.
It's one room.
A square boat.
It's a yeah.
I mean,
They'd be
usually
sitting like
houseboats
we're
aren't for
sitting
big
right now.
families, though.
but like
Yeah.
even what do we to believe is happening here? Where are they sleeping? Are they all supposed to be sleeping in that room because they have a
It
fight and
was
she goes get
just
out and then
her.
she sleeps in the room
And everybody
everyone
else.
else sleeps like on the deck camping?
Why
Like,
would you be okay with that?
I don't know.
I mean, they're like what, college students?
Yeah.
they're
They are.
kind of. They're also like, we're gonna get too drunk and pass out wherever.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
fine.
like
It's
gonna
their
be like
Yeah,
being at
but
a
like
campsite.
Pussy
not-
McBitch with the dog is not sleeping outside. You know that's not happening.
That's all true, but it is funny in those super wide shots when they're playing the punk, fake punk rock, and the boat is like a tiny little cube. It's
Yeah.
like so funny how shitty
And
the
like,
boat looks and stuff.
I watched this a couple times, and on VHS it wasn't as clear to me that this is like it's clearly not even a boat. Like
Yeah.
like they made this for the
Shack,
movie.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know you see it fall apart at one part. And you can see the remnants of it, and you're like, oh, I can see the studs. This is a thing.
Yeah.
But like from the beginning, when you first see, it, it's like those are just pieces of like copper fittings that make
put
this
together.
railing. It's only 2 feet tall.
Cut your losses, Brady, and walk away.
Come on, Claire, don't be like that.
No.
What am I even looking at?
But
I'm like, well, I
goddamn
guess
it.
boats would make things out of things. We're in the
worked.
South. Who knows?
Hey, when
It
it's,
worked.
When it's party time,
Yeah.
you gotta make do with.
Of course. But it's such a. I'm like, I just kept looking at it like, what am I even looking at? This isn't a real boat. And when it falls apart, it's like 2 big bags of air holding the thing up.
So we got to go back to something else at the beginning of the movie
Please.
too that struck me as old guy writing for younger people because it seemed all wrong to me, though I don't know. But we got 2 cool dudes here. Maybe you guys can clue me in because I've never done one of these.
Oh.
They did a body shot.
Sure.
That's like,
Oh.
I don't think that's what a body shot is. So he sprinkled the salt across the woman's torso, licked the salt,
Torso.
drank a shot
So
from
like unattractive.
Thorax.
drank,
yeah.
Or abdomen.
drank the shot out of a shot glass, then got the lime out of her mouth. That's not a body shot.
Typically, you pour it in the navel.
And then you
Yeah.
like suck the liquid
Yeah.
out.
That's a
whatever.
problem. I have a lot of lint and shit in there.
Well, that's why the girls usually are the ones you pour it into.
That makes more sense.
They have very clean
Yeah.
belly button. What are you saying?
So we're gonna need you to clean that out because the sketch we're putting at the front of this video is us all doing
I'm
body
gonna
shots.
need one of
off
those
you.
like those metal scraper things. Get in there.
You have a Brillo pad and a drill.
So yeah, I don't know. That threw me off. I've never done a body shop. I assume you guys have because you guys are cool dudes.
I have.
Okay.
and yes, I did not take a
was
shot.
Was it off of Lee?
Yes.
He ate
Check
sushi off
off
of me once. It's
record.
not the same thing at all. It's a whole different situation. No, that struck me as weird. I also like we had to have his friend puke into his hat, but the guy doesn't take his hat off to like get closer to her body. The other guy just takes his hat to like ostensibly puke in it.
What's with you, man? Getting seasick. What, you want a tequila shot?
So little things like that where I'm like, this movie doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a bad
That
thing.
bothered me because he pukes in his hat and he's just like, ah, man. And then later there's a scene where he goes, man, if you puke on my sweatshirt, it's gonna be your ass.
Now, if you puke on my sweatshirt, it's your ass.
And I'm like,
you have a history of
I'm
puking.
like, that's clearly a lie. We've proven you have no no clothing
But
restrictions here.
the tension is building over this, though.
I suppose.
He was angry before and he was stifling it. Now it's all going to come out in one big explosion of anger.
I like that.
Well, and he tried. He's like, I'm gonna kill this fucking dinosaur.
I liked that.
I
That character's
liked-
nothing, but when he's like, it's a goddamn dinosaur, and then runs away, and you're like, good, he ran away, because whatever. And then later he's wailing on it with an axe. I was like, my man.
That
okay,
felt to me
cool.
like a mistake. Like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I think they cut something there because he's like, oh, an alligator or whatever, and he runs. He goes into the house.
The fucking dinosaur, yo! What the fuck was that, man?
And then he just stays in there for a little while. And then a few seconds later, he comes out, and the guy goes, go get the axe! And he walks right back in.
Get the axe, man!
And I was like, I think that was taken from one scene where you had already gone in to get the axe, and they just reset it and didn't have the proper coverage or something. It felt weird, because I was like, what is he doing?
I don't remember any of this.
I've seen this movie many times.
We've established we've
It's
not
the
watched
bald
the
guy
movie.
where later, like, the croc comes up and chops him in half and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. It's that, it's,
There's
it's
a problem
that
with any time the croc does get somebody.
You see me doing the
because
motion,
he's
like-
doing this and then somehow always gets them totally sideways.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
all right.
it's cool when he cuts them and rips them in half like that.
It is pretty good.
It's like the critters in Critters Attack, where
Yes.
they have good puppets, but like they're just gumming them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Cookie Monster. Just crumbs falling. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a couple of good foreshadowing moments in this movie that like I know you always like a callback.
Yeah, but okay.
There,
Tell me what
I
ones you
love
think
throughout
are
the whole movie the dude is spraying himself with bug spray. And he's constantly complaining about bug spray. And at one time, I think it is what's his name? Tugs or whatever. He's like
Hubs.
Hubs. Hubs goes, oh man, you're spraying that stuff. It's gonna make me vomit.
All right, I'm getting some bug repellent. This is ridiculous.
Oh, give me some
not
chips.
that
Oh, and a
sucker,
couple of
dude.
doggy biscuits.
Oh man.
The mosquito juice is making me
Bug spray's gonna make me puke again.
Oh my God!
And then
I did
later
not pick up on
on,
that.
he ends up being saved because he covered himself in the shit and he gets vomited back out. And I was like, ah. Cool, a callback.
Do you feel like they dubbed in completely indigestible?
Eat or be gone. Never leave home without it. 100% indigestible.
Duncan
off
being
camera?
vomited out was probably my favorite part of the movie, other than the fact that it meant he lived.
I like that he actually came out with stuff on him too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, you're clean, like a newborn baby.
It bothered me a
As
little
movies
because
do.
this didn't feel
Yeah,
like the
clean,
kind.
like newborn babies.
You know.
They come out
That-
really clean.
You are clearly not a
No,
father.
that's why I did this. Anytime you watch a movie, they're always born where it's
Oh,
like,
right.
that's a clean 4-month-old. What are we doing?
They do a little wipe and then the whole thing.
Scooby-Doo wipe.
I did not like him getting vomited up though, because this doesn't feel like a movie where that's the fitting tone here. It did not feel like, because that's like a whole different funny movie that that I like.
Come on, it's working, you guys! Kill it!
There's a few times where this movie goes over the top, but it felt way too serious of a movie to pull it off.
Yeah.
Like when it does the barrel roll spin over the boat.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
seemed like
that's a
they
scene
had.
from a different movie.
Yes.
It seemed like that should have been something when he kills the guy, like the sheriff. Instead of biting the motor like that, it should have been like one of those, I got your head or something, or like gets him. Because like, why show off that dive to really never have that dive play into anything?
They did set it up like he was going to do it at some
Yeah.
point, but he didn't even do it at the
never
right
did.
time.
And it goes back in the water like cone heads. There's like barely a splash and CG.
Well, that's
They never did it in
it's
this
so dumb.
everything.
Crocodile movie.
Yes. There's a whole thing like when that guy dies and they jump into the water very quickly, which I was like, okay, they realized they should quickly get to the shore while he's eating. But then there's no sense of urgency as they swim. It's like one guy's like slowly paddling backward. He's like, come on. I'm like, it can attack you at any moment.
It's okay.
You should be fucking running.
And once they set the trap, it's like the egg is there, and we're like right here in like a half a bush. Like, let's get him.
Yeah.
I watched this 1 day ago.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you how this movie ends. I'm not even serious.
The movie ends.
I explained the ending.
I remember the vomiting, but then what happened? How did
She
he die?
has an egg that is the bait, and the croc, which occasionally does, just nudges you with its head and then roars, which causes the egg to hatch.
Because it has the egg.
And then,
she
a
takes it.
baby comes out of the egg, which then quadruples in size as it jumps into the mouth of the mother.
Did you
And
think
then it
that
walks
the
away in the worst example of CGI from this
It didn't
movie.
literally cause it to hatch.
That's why I
no.
was like, wait a minute, because
But
now we're back to Sobek.
It
and
hatched
like,
at the exact moment.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me like there's
She-
some sort of underlying thing
she
of
like-
not wanting to be a parent, because many times she lets babies die when she could have stopped it. She's just watching the kids smash her eggs and do things. Like, a real crocodile is very quick, and it comes right
I'm
at
sorry,
you.
I thought
you're
you
in
meant.
the territory.
I
You're
thought
You're talking about the lady.
Yeah, I thought you meant a
Yeah.
human character and like an interesting narrative in the movie.
Oh,
You-
no.
you
There's
mean-
no interesting narrative
You
in
mean
the movie.
that the crocodile doesn't actually want to be a parent?
Yeah, mostly a
Okay.
joke, but
Or
it's
just
just
wanted one
based on
kid.
how its reaction of always watching people smash its eggs, doing things. Those bungling idiots in the beginning smashing eggs are hilarious. One of the best lines in the movie happens right there. You don't think they're hilarious?
What's the line?
Damn, fiber ain't got no point except going into your colon and turning to rocks or something like that.
Stone.
Turn to stone, yeah.
Damn fiber ain't good for nothing. Just gets down in your colon and turns to stone.
I did appreciate the particular dynamic you have with the sheriff and like the alligator farm guys.
Yeah.
Like, especially because it allowed you to cut away from, that was like the most annoying part of the movie for the college kids. Because all they were doing was yelling at each other. Like, shit was already off the fan.
Yeah.
And it was just, we're just going to yell at each other and that's our whole style. I'm going to peek all your microphones, I'm sorry. But like, it was just, they were so irritating in that moment. It's like, okay, good, we're cutting back to the other people.
What the fuck was that? Let's go! It was a fucking crocodile, man. That was just an old story.
Oh yeah, what do you think he'll foster? It's gonna kill us.
Come on.
It's gonna kill all of us.
Stop and listen. Where exactly are we going?
Wonderful.
So two things
This is a tolerable movie.
that are going to take me an hour to do. I really like, there's two parts here where they're yelling. And it's like, my foot hurts, I can't go. And he's like, fuck you, bitch, let's go.
Shove it up your ass already.
Leave it alone, Duncan. Oh, God, you guys, I can't walk, really.
We don't have a choice.
I heard something.
But like, I think it's supposed to be like funny or have like a different tone than it has. I took it to be like really dark.
It was
and
really mean.
And then there's the other one where he's in the wheelbarrow and like they're pushing
Oh,
him.
yeah.
And he's like, come on, fucking do it. And they're like, I can't do it.
Ow, watch it. Take it easy, sweetheart. Oh. Ow, ow. Come on. Come on. Get back and push down. I am. Ow.
And like the music they're playing or something about how it's filmed. I'm like, this feels really weird and dark, and I
Hurt my
like
feelings.
This is awesome.
When that guy Kit has his first freak out, when like our friend just got eaten in half, and he just cuts to him for a long time. He's like, oh, fuck,
That's the
man,
stuff that's good.
fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think because overall, he was good telling the story of like the legend of the blah blah blah
Yeah.
and important things, but
So,
like
yeah, we
overall
gotta
didn't
get-
get a
we
lot
gotta
of
talk
cool
about that
stuff.
more.
Sure.
The supernatural stuff, I like the way they hint at, like, this ancient, god crocodile thing.
This guy Harlan set up a shrine for this monster. I mean, he practically started a cult. He thought that he could use this beast to harness the powers of the ancient Egyptian crocodile god, Tobe.
But they specifically hinted at that the pharaohs used to ride crocodiles into
I
battle.
wrote that down. I meant to look it up. Did that ever happen?
I was trying to look up, like, Sobek or whatever, the crocodile guy. That really just, I can't find any examples of something like that. But what they should have done is in some final scene, I don't know what's going on in the scene, we should have had the guy who's, like, feeding the crocodile, riding him in to save the day, or to murder somebody who's fucking up the crocodile or something. That
well, he wanted people to die.
And this would have been the way more over-the-top, ridiculous, stupid movie where things like the crocodile doing its barrel roll through the air over the boat. It would have fit in that movie.
Vomiting people up.
I want to make a prediction real quick for what you thought of the movie. There's a part where the crocodile accidentally or purposefully knocks a car into the water. And I was like, at this point, Lee wrote in his notes, the crocodile is framing them for murder.
No, he's not framing them for murder. He's covering up his crimes.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Crocodile. That's where I was like, okay, this is not a normal crocodile. The crocodile's like taking off the e-brake, like putting it in neutral, pushing it into the crocodiles don't do that stuff.
That scene was edited really awkwardly because you couldn't tell. It almost because the crocodile was running and the car was moving and the crocodile was running and the car.
There's a lot of that.
It almost implied that it was pushing it and running as it was going, but then by the time it actually comes in the water, you can't see the croc anymore.
The driver's side door was open and the croc had one of his little things and he was running along, pushing it. Yeah, they just couldn't.
Way too long.
They just couldn't show that.
If he would have went in that car and shut the door, would the crocodile have been able to get him?
I think it would have got him eventually, but it would have been much smarter. That guy reacted like a stupid idiot.
Then this movie just turns into Cujo, but with a crocodile.
Yeah.
Well, when Cujo's 30 feet long, I don't think it would take much to just crush out some pate.
But that whole scene of the car needing to get into the water would have been so much easier if the alligator just turned around and its tail whipped to the back of the car and it went into the water. It would have been quicker, it would have been tighter, it would have been...
What would have been cheaper still is not even letting the car go in the water.
Who cares about the car? It's crazy.
It didn't end up mattering at all.
It was like a Tremors
Other than it made it drag out a little bit more longer where the authorities were looking for the missing guys. They didn't
but they
know where
still
to
would have
look.
been missing.
Yeah.
Once they found the car from the night, they immediately find the dock and they see the perfect bite-sized cut in the dock.
At least in this movie, there was some kind of authorities looking for missing people.
Sure.
Already in a helicopter before anyone's missing, so proactive.
Well, they knew the two guys were missing.
So the helicopter,
thing,
how much do you think it costs to just fly a helicopter around to look for drunks? Probably a lot. Yeah. But my thought was, when watching it, and I won't say this is for sure, it seemed like every shot of the helicopter was a different helicopter. Like, it seemed like the window placement was changing, and maybe just the light and the way things were hitting, but I was like, is this the same helicopter?
I'm guessing they had like a ground set that they were just filming, up at.
Sure.
And then they also had some like establishing shots of
that.
So
there's clearly just shots of that main actor sheriff just in a stationary one with the it's spinning. Okay, we're aim up.
Hold it a second. There's a car down in the water, George. Turn around. Let's go down and take a look.
Don't even show the co-pilot.
I see him.
I thought that it was pretty clever the way they killed the guy on the dock and then the boat, as everyone was sleeping,
and that also breaks the rope.
It down. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
It wasn't bad.
Because then the croc doesn't have to be smart enough to break the rope.
And they're completely unaware of it.
Yeah.
I would have liked a slackline situation where he's trying to walk along that rope because the boat is already pretty far out. It's like a 10-foot rope thing.
Yeah, I was like,
I wanted his.
Is he gonna pull the boat back to the dock?
I don't even know what do you do in that situation. Just jump out and climb in.
He's
I guess.
so drunk. He's like, what am I doing?
But him walking down that pier, I thought was a good shot because the way it framed in and how his stumbling fucking pumas are walking, I was like, this is interesting. They might not have been pumas, but in my memory they are.
They should have had it so that the guy, you're the last one out. You gotta tie the boat for him back. And he's too drunk, and then he just kind of collapses halfway through tying the knot, and it becomes loose.
How about their thing with boating etiquette and rules is that the last one on must tie the Windsor knot, and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like you would tie that before you start partying.
Don't blame me, okay? The last person to come on the boat was supposed to check the mooring. That's the rule.
What rule? Says who?
standard boating rule, dipshit.
Yeah, especially because they weren't.
Why would it ever be untied? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good point too. There goes the boat.
Unless you're out on the water.
Yeah.
The boat's just like
Even
an
then,
extension
I
of
like
their
to risk
camping
it. Bring the
trip at that
dock.
point.
So why did they show that big mansion and then never go there? Because
They didn't actually have a mansion.
That would have been cool though.
Yeah, that was CGI.
I laughed out loud.
How dare you?
Wait,
It looked real.
So that guy's telling his story, and then at some point he's like, right over there, and then it
They're
cuts.
all like, oh, there it is.
And it's like huge, and it's
It all happened right here. Right up at that old hotel, right up there. That's a surprise.
like right there. It feels like, and we've seen multiple angles and wides and things, and I'm like, that's hilarious. And then later, it happens again. The guy has like a flashlight, and it's like
the best flashlight in the world.
That place creeps me out. And yeah, it must be right there.
He
It's
shines
crazy.
the flashlight on it, and it's like a spotlight.
It's only it's only a model.
You know, dollar store flashlights are fucking amazing.
I'd be curious to know if
LEDs.
an original draft of the script had like a whole thing in there, but they just did.
That was what I wanted. I wanted the chasing down the dilapidated mansion.
Well, I have a thing for when I get my millions of dollars from the lottery. I plan to do Crocodile 3, and it takes place in 1902 at the Nile Hotel, and it is that story. That story, which also foreshadows into the reality of the thing, where they say, and his son was fed up, and with a crow came out, he smashed all the eggs, and all they found was his hand. And then the first people that get killed, all they find is their hand.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a
Chris
good
is
idea.
a big fan
See, it's
of
like poetry,
period
it
piece
rhymes.
horror. He'd watch this.
Almost every movie that has one name that is an animal, I have a backstory for what should be the prequel.
There you go.
If you do a Crocodile 3, I would like to play one of the teenagers.
Deal, sir. You're gonna be an ice cream vendor.
It'll be the three of us and then a bunch of hot chicks, right? That's how this works.
That's how it goes.
If it has to be done, I'll be in it. God damn it.
I was gonna say once you see me with my shirt off, I will not let you down. They'll be like,
Chris is gonna be doing body shots all day.
I just got very grossed out. I not want anyone.
Imagine how Chris feels.
Licking salt off of my stomach. He should be so lucky.
It's true. He should be so lucky.
I'll do like the body slide shots. You just kind of push these together and.
I'm like a slip and slide, really.
Slip and slide. Yeah.
There's a bunch of penguins slowly walking up and then sliding back down me. It's great.
It's gonna be one of those movies.
Again, I've got another idea for a sketch we can do.
Kind of artistic, but it's the direction I want to go.
It's all good. You can roll up to our store when the online catalog starts to be like a chore.
Well, that's
the writer of this movie and Crocodile 2 is also the I'd say the poor man's Clint Howard in this movie. The guy who's like, Flathead, I got chickens.
Yeah.
God bless their immortal souls.
Oh, really?
God,
That's
same
the
guy,
writer?
yeah.
We didn't talk
Yeah,
about
he's
that
definitely
guy
Clint
either.
Howard.
They had like.
That's what I wanted to mention earlier, because
This
there's
one had 3 writers plus Tobe Hooper credited as a writer, but then the second movie had the same 3 guys.
And one of those guys is
Tobe
that
Hooper did a rewrite and was like, I know how to write teens. As a 67-year-old man.
What's a cell phone?
So it's funny that this movie has a director who is best known for his work in the 80s because
70s.
The poster did something that is very typical of low-budget movies in the 80s. And just, who the hell was the woman on the poster?
What?
There's not a woman in the movie. I have no
the poster.
idea who that was.
Grab that
Is
one
it
off
on
the shelf,
the-
would you?
I don't know if it's the same one.
That's the lady.
No, it's not.
That's not the lady.
That is not the lady.
I had to say.
I also do not believe this person is in the movie.
No, that person's absolutely not in the movie. The only brunette woman in the movie is the woman with the short hair.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah,
that,
she's on the back.
That can't be Annabelle.
This
'cause
is
she has
the
short
lady.
hair.
Who is this lady?
She's not in the movie.
But she should have been.
Why would you not get one of the actresses from the movie?
Seems like
to
a
be on the
talented young
poster?
lady.
The early 2000s, that was a thing with a lot of movies, and that used to be a fun thing. Like at
That's
the video
Trimark,
store,
that
the
makes
cheaper
sense.
movies would
Look
come
at
in, and we'd
this.
be like, "What the fuck?"
Look, there's the eye and there's the eye.
Yeah,
I'm thinking more typically of like you had like the 80s
Artsy.
movies that look like an 80s metal cover album that were just drawn. They never look like anything in the movie. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. That's usually cool though.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Like,
I
you
love
really
that
couldn't
poster
get one of
though.
the
It's cool.
actresses to
And
be
I was
on?
trying to find a full size one, and I
Yeah.
couldn't. These 11x17 garbage ones. No one wants that shit.
It's a budget movie. Because you would like that poster's cool or the cover's cool, and that scene would have been cool if it like chomping down the pier as she's running away or stuff like that.
That's what I want.
But you know,
Yeah,
it is what it is. They don't have a budget for that.
we do not.
But we don't have a budget to show
movies-
the lackey at the gator farm, right? When he's feeding the chickens and gets killed, I'm like,
And again, show
well, you're
it,
gonna
yeah.
see the croc at least once just to
That was
establish
cool
it, but they
croc
never
cam,
show.
though.
That was
Croc
filmed,
Cam was
I'm
cool.
sure, second unit,
they
and
do
they
that
just
in the
didn't
first
have a
movie?
prop
Yeah.
croc there.
Yeah, they did it in the first movie.
Did they? Okay, I only noticed it in the
He's
second.
throwing
one.
chickens like.
Is that what a crocodile sees like? I've
No, stretched
Absolutely.
out.
I think
And
that's
it's
how they see it.
I mean, honestly, I think
weird.
that's more like what alligator vision looks like.
Well,
and they didn't quite get it right. It
don't
wasn't
crocodiles,
crocodile
their
vision.
eyes are on their sides of their heads.
I
so
think
don't know
they
if
have an almost like
360,
300 degree
300?
view. They probably lose some to the back, but they're
It's like
hunters.
it's like a GoPro. It's amazing.
Yeah. And they have the mucous membrane, right?
Of course.
Like 2 eyelids or whatever.
You see it at one time. There's
Yeah.
so many versions of their practical effect because you see like oh that's just a close up for eyes because at one point you see the eye go across and then other points you're like okay that's a full swallowing croc, that's a floating croc, that's just the front end croc. This one bites but doesn't swallow. This one does that. This one can lift up out of the water.
Yeah, the one they
pretty
drag
cool.
behind a boat. That's just like a.
Oh
a
man,
pool
how
thing
like
just
that? That
going.
was the biggest tell of fake this for me was that like okay this thing is towing and the boat that's towing it took a hard turn because now the gator's going like you're just pulling a canoe sideways by a rope.
Oh my god, it's coming! Oh shit, it's coming back!
Like that's not how things turn.
Yeah.
It's almost too large for a lot of situations because it's in a
Well, it's
a
supposed to be
convenience
30
store.
feet or whatever, right?
Well, yes, but like inside the convenience store, you're in a situation where like, well, it can't turn because it's too big. Like,
what was that crocodile movie that just came out? Crawl?
Crawl.
Is that alligator or crocodile?
those
matter.
are alligators
Should be
because
based
it's in
on the
Florida.
region, It should be alligators.
Yeah. Okay. It's non sequitur, anyways. I had no reason.
What were you
bring
gonna
that
say? They're small.
They're
Crawl, one of my top 10 movies of last year, which you can see on the Bad Movie Night channel, top 10 videos of 2019 video.
Shout
Link
out.
right here.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I did not
Sorry.
love it.
I'm sorry.
I would pass. on
I'm not
recommending this
usually
one.
into these kind of movies. Though.
I am. I like creature movies.
Like if you get like the boars, like I don't care about a boar. I don't care about a bear. I don't care about like it's got to be modified in some way.
You like more
I'm
like
kind of the
critters
same
or
way.
gremlins or
I like a
something.
non-norm because when it's just an animal, I need it to be the reincarnation of Sobek so I can explain its behavior more.
Yeah.
If it's just an animal, I'm like, it's an animal.
Well, this isn't like the problem I think with this one is it's not just an animal; it's an animal that's not native to this area. So it's like part of the fun of like a
Apex predator,
slasher or an animal one is like, well, that could just happen. You could just come across a bear. You could just come across a whatever.
Was it even clear where this movie was supposed to be?
I believe.
Like, I know they filmed partially in California, partially in
Atlanta
Mexico.
or
Florida.
Georgia or something.
Georgia?
Is that where it's supposed to
I thought
be?
it was Florida.
It could be Florida.
I don't know.
So like it's
I
not
got
that
a
unreasonable.
vibe.
It's not that unreasonable to find.
Well, no, but the croc is like displaced. It should be alligators.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes.
But that's kind of the fun for me of a normal movie that's not supernatural or like a monster is like it's a guy with a knife. That's terrifying because it could just happen. A guy could just burst in with a knife. Oh yeah, if, in a region where these things actually live, that is there. I used to live in Florida and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to jump in the lake because I could get sweaty.
You've had to live in two awful places.
This feels like though. There's lions everywhere, but now there's a tiger here. Like oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
all right.
I think I would have liked this movie better if it was more of like an eco horror movie where like there's some kind of like radiation being dumped into the swamp by the local power plant and it's like but then you're getting into a sillier kind of dumb type of movie. Which
Yeah, and
I'm not
there's
mad
enough
about.
tropes already happening here. I don't know how many more they could squeeze in.
Obviously, you'd have to kind of pull out some of the supernatural stuff at that point.
Yeah. So this movie is a $2,800,000 movie. Like,
Wow.
relatively low budget for having just that amount of props.
Especially given you've got all those crocodile
I'm
props.
pretty
and CG
impressed.
It would have been shitty to film this movie where they were. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wager a lot came on just who they had as a director. People like, I would love to work with him. I will put in my bid very cheap. Oh, yes, here you go.
I will get very sweaty and spend long days filming.
I think
These are all no-name people. Too,
Oh, yeah,
right?
none of the actors are real, except for the sheriff. He's in a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's my busy season. So you try to keep that in mind.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Most of the people who are in this movie were so young and spent so much time in the gym, they probably don't know who Tobe Hooper is.
I think they were just like, you're going to give me $200 a day? We're filming for what? 3 weeks? My God.
Free beer.
Yeah.
What?
A trip to where?
That was another one of the moments that made it feel just like an old person writing for, like, somebody'd say beer and everybody'd start chanting, yeah, beer! Woo!
They start
beer!
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
beer! I'm like, oh my God, this is like, who's ever
A lot of
done
sponsorship, though. Like, what did it say? Was it Coors or Corona? Was like written everywhere.
I don't know if I would call it a sponsorship or just like they used like
Usually
Molson
they
Ice
don't
in their
purposely
thing.
show like labels or
yeah.
work to avoid showing labels. So
Yeah.
my thought was like someone gave them a little bit of money.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
not.
wonder if they were able to get anything.
I like the
for that.
idea.
I mean, it must have done well because they made a crocodile too.
Right away,
it
too.
actually did really poorly.
Okay.
It was universally
Must have done
panned
well.
for having terrible effects, which I have to believe they just mean the CGI.
But it made
'cause everything
$5
else was
million,
good.
so they were able to make another one.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
plug that
Toby's
into the
not attached to the
formula, and then
sequel.
you're like, let's go, or whatever. I want to call out one little transition, one little scene.
Sure.
'Cause I feel like we're winding down here. There's a point at the general store where everything's burning down, and they like limp away with Duncan, our like survivors. Then it cuts to a super wide of the sheriff and the croc hunter, alligator hunter man on a boat, and they play happy music as if the movie's over. And there's only like 20 minutes left there, but I'm watching all this, and it feels like the movie's over. And it was super weird and like poorly done and poorly placed. Then once the kids meet up with them, they draw out the shot in like silence of them about to get on the boat.
Yeah, waiting for it.
I thought like...
Well, and he points like, go over there, like to where I can dock, but it's right there.
thought there was going to be some weird thing happening.
Like the croc was right there.
Or he was going to shoot the kid or something. Something was going to happen, but they just get on the boat. Like, that whole sequence felt so bad and weird and, like, misleading me as, like, a movie fan.
Well, and then fake Crocodile Dundee guy is like, all right, everybody, brace yourself. Turn off the boat, blah, blah. Doesn't follow his own advice, immediately falls in the water and dies.
Everybody get hold of something. Claire! Where are you now? Stay with me. Come on. Stay with me.
He says, hold on to something. I'm going to go stand on this tiny ledge. Like, it's ridiculous.
I do hear you. It felt like fake tension or something.
Yes, it felt really weird.
And like, we'll never outrun him. We'll never outrun him. You're in a fucking speedboat.
I think it was unintentional. Well, it's a 30.
Oh, definitely unintentional, but they were like...
I feel like that makes you slower.
You think so?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
Wait, what?
I've seen the Meg, and that boat fish moves pretty fast.
Well, he's a fish.
Or maybe he's a mammal. Is a whale? Is that a whale? Megalodons?
That's a shark. That's a fish.
Shark. There you go. Science.
Straight up.
Alligators.
Big fat wet boy.
Magnets. How do they work?
Now, so maybe we can figure out how to make Crocodile versus Megalodon.
See, I don't like that either.
I'm not a big fan of the crossover movies.
What I wanted was a whole bunch of alligators unleashed on this thing.
Yeah.
And then the showdown of a century, guys.
Yeah.
Well, they alluded to, but didn't say it. Like he's like, oh, we don't have as many as we used to.
You sure one of your gators didn't take a little vacation?
Oh, you know we keep them locked up tight. What's left of them? God bless them.
I assume because the crocodile was eating all the alligators, but that didn't never get
So
paid
wouldn't it
off.
be great if the younger Hick guy rides into battle on Flatiron or whatever he calls
Flathead.
the crocodile and into battle
Flat
against the guy's alligators? Oh my God, this would be great.
I would want him pulling like a sled dog train with his many little alligators, like a chariot. I'm here to save the day, and then they all like raptors in Jurassic Park.
No.
They attack the big one all together.
Now I have a different idea. I just want a alligator sled dog type race movie. It'll be like the pod racing in Star Wars. It'll be great.
Okay.
How often do alligators eat? Crocodiles eat?
Well, this one wasn't
Not this
eating.
often.
This one was just
Just
killing for fun.
It was angry.
But
Killing 'cause
I
it was
think
angry.
it's like once a week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
just
don't
sit
think
there
it's
and
a
do
lot.
nothing.
But he was leaving large chunks of people everywhere.
Yeah.
For the ones he wasn't swallowing whole, he was just munching and letting it go.
Well,
Yeah, they like spun it around like, well, that means he angry. He's not looking for food.
You see, Crocodile usually finishes her meal. She ain't doing this 'cause she's hungry. She's on a rampage. Whoever messed with them eggs made her good and mad.
You did that pretty good.
You should have been in this movie.
Any lines that jumped out at you as fun?
No. Okay, so anything else anybody want to mention, like lines, quotes, whatever you got?
So early on, when they first find these eggs, as like a fucking fuck you to that girl for saying, hey, you shouldn't kill endangered species, he puts an egg in her backpack.
Yeah.
Now,
Real quick, he says, haha, backpack omelet coming your way.
One backpack omelet coming out.
right? Like that's
Yes, he
the
does.
plan. Because I was like, why would you do this? And then he said, like, okay,
Yeah.
that's horrible, but that's why you do this.
But so he leaves a large egg in there, and she carries that. No one else carries anything throughout the whole movie.
I know.
She carries that backpack everywhere you go, and you're
She never
thinking,
once.
oh, there's something in there of value to her, or this or that. Because later,
Only in the flight
he
recording.
goes, let me see your bag. I need to see if we can make some. There's nothing of importance in there. She says something to that effect exactly.
Give me your backpack.
Jesus Christ, there's nothing in there
Just
that
give me your backpack.
He shouts at him like, there ain't shit in there, fuck that bag. And I'm like,
yeah.
Why are you taking it with you?
But she throws it off the boat. She jumps in, while in crocodile infested waters, swims back, gets the thing.
All right, we gotta jump. Come on. Okay.
And while I'm at it, fucking Kit swims around the boat like a fucking idiot. Everyone else swims right for the shore. He swims like an extra marathon route away just to come around.
Go.
But she carries this backpack the whole movie just to eventually find out it's egg in there. It seemed very lazy.
You as the audience are supposed to see that backpack and all those shots and go, uh-oh, that's why it's after them. They don't realize.
usually-
Hurry,
yeah.
help, no, oh God, when are they going to
Right.
find the egg? Yeah.
But it's usually one of those like things where it's like they sneak the treasure in somebody's bag.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're unknowing, yeah.
Yeah, but because
idol
no
of
one else
Sobek
carried
should have been in the bag. What are we doing?
Exactly.
No one else carried anything, and she carried this large, cumbersome thing while she's running for her life, and admittedly says nothing important's in there. I'm like,
she's swimming and it's like bobbing up weird behind her and
no,
like
it's the
choking
least
her.
practical thing ever to have.
It's perfect.
That's a big plot strike for me.
It's a good thing to hinge the whole like core of the thing on. That's I agree. Solid.
It's filmmaking.
Yeah, filmmaking
We call
at
this
its finest.
symbolism.
It's hooperism.
Hooperism.
Holy shit!
In this movie, like good lines that stand out to me that are just ridiculous and written by an old person is like the 2, 4, 6, 8 jiggle jiggle shake shake. That feels so dumb and like why is she saying that?
2, 4, 6, 8, jiggle, jiggle, shake, shake. That was for you, Duncan.
Oh, yes, it is.
And then she does like, what does she say? Like S-U-C-C-E-S-S, that's the way you spell success. Some other token stupid thing.
S-U-C-C-E-S-S, that's the way we spell success.
Well, she's got some basic spelling skills.
That whole thing, because they're in the water and she's like in a different spot, and then they're by the dock, and they're all filmed separately. Like we can't get a shot of all the actors at the same time. It felt really weird and bad. It's bad. This movie's bad.
When Hubs first is discovered to be missing.
Hobbs, come on, man. Hobbs. Go, Hobbs.
Hubs! Everyone, the boat's 4 by nothing. Like, and you're like,
Where
Hubs,
could he be?
Where is he,
Yeah.
Hubs?
She like looks
And
under
he's
a
like,
thing. No, he's not here.
He probably pranked
under
us.
this
Like,
cell
oh, we
phone.
left him on the dock. Or he left us and unhooked the boat. He's probably with some skeezers hooking up somewhere and laughing at us.
Great. So we left him there. Well, or he left us, unhooked us as a joke, and then went off to bone some skeezers or something.
And the other guy, Robert Downey Jr. kid's like, oh yeah, Hubs! And like,
lay that pipe, boy!
He swings into that narrative so hard, like there's no evidence for it, and he's like so on board and happy.
Oh, attaboy, Hobbs. Lay that pipe, old boy.
And one of the reasons I love
like
that character,
him,
and then immediately is like when they're like, oh, we're fucked, the boat is stuck. Someone's like, so like Bloody Marys? It's like you read my mind.
All right. Now who wants a Bloody Mary?
It's like you're reading my mind.
Double strength coffee will do just fine.
Like that line right there is what solidified him as my favorite character. It's like you read my mind.
When he throws her the egg and he's like, that was in my crotch.
Yo, Sonny. That was in my crotch.
Very endearing character.
And then they play with it for a little while.
Oh yeah, that was in my crotch. Give it back. Here.
Let me hand it to my boy.
This is for me and my boy.
How about fucking Clint Howard dude comes in with his hand like jacked up.
Yeah.
They don't like it when you brush their teeth.
They just don't like it when you brush their teeth.
Ain't nothing.
And he doesn't seem like a
That
character
was
that
your
jokes.
Texas Chainsaw little influence there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think they made him do that?
I wondered a lot about this. Being that he wrote it, was he like, I'm writing this character for me? Oh yeah, this is my moment.
Got one for Daddy in here. We got this.
Or what might be my favorite line in the movie is when the sheriff is talking to the crocodile wrangler dude, and he's telling him the story. He's like, it killed my grandpa, and it killed my father, and now I'm gonna get revenge. He's like, are you kidding? That'd be like 100 years ago.
That Egyptian croc tore my grandpappy to bits. And my daddy, well, let's just say I've been waiting my whole life to even the score.
96 to be exact, and that's nothing because they live to be 100 or 150.
I remember that.
My
Damn it, Shirkin, that'd be 100 years ago.
96 to be exact. Hell, that's nothing. Crocs live 100, 150 years easy.
I love like
so this croc might be like geriatric.
Can't tell you how bad this is, Sheriff.
Like when someone just says that's nothing. 96.
Yeah.
You're right on the cusp there.
96 would be if it was born the day it attacked your grandfather, which it had to have not been, or else your grandfather was a bitch.
That's a good point.
This is like a 75, 80-year-old human. He's still out there.
Yeah.
Better watch your back.
Oh, he's coming
what
for you.
What is happening? That whole thing, yeah, every crocodile fact is wrong. It was just bothering me. I'm like, I don't think those are right. I started Googling. Like, it's like 2 tons,
Never
not
a good
like
sign for your movie
40
when you
tons.
start Googling a bunch.
Yeah, dog. I was like, listen, I have a problem with this guy's
I'm a bastard,
facts.
so like I Google things a lot because things annoy me. I'm like, that sounds dumb. That sounds like a writing problem. Couldn't you have Googled this? 2000. Yeah, there was Google or Yahoo or whatever.
40 tons
went
of
to a
force
library.
seems like a lot of force to me. It's like 2 tons of force, which is also a lot. He could have just said 2 tons.
Takes a lot to sever a spine. You see a crocodile's teeth intertwine. It snaps shut with 40 tons of pressure.
Sure, maybe he's multiplying by the record-holding nature of this large 30-footer.
He must have been thinking kilometers.
It's a regular horse.
I feel like I'm too dumb for this conversation.
Well, yes.
Okay.
It's good that you finally recognized it.
I'm sorry it had to happen here.
That's all right.
An hour and a half in, you finally figured it out. Okay.
To round out my last favorite notes is like lick my hairy right nad.
Lick my hairy right nad.
Yeah, why is the one just
Got another sketch idea.
Creme de la creme.
You jerk ass when he slams the egg into him. You jerk ass!
You jackass!
That was the most authentic line in the whole movie. I'll give you that.
All that shit, just like drunken fumbling and
You
throwing
think they
of
like
eggs.
are just saying like improv this while they're playing football and shit like that?
I think they said like play football. You know how to do that, right? And they're like, no. Like,
and then he probably yelled at him like, not like that!
That is not how you play football! I'm Tobe Hooper!
I'm Tobe Hooper. Be more homoerotic with your wet football.
I told you to shave those sideburns.
Mattingly, for the last time, get rid of those sideburns.
Look, Mr. Burns, I don't know what you think sideburns are, but...
Don't argue with me, just get rid of them!
So guys, is it a good movie or a bad movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Roger on that. On the lookout for 2 fat fishermen passed out over a case of beer.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion